Yo.
Hey, welcome to the new meta,
Yeah.
episode 43.
43, man. How does it just goes
43.
by? It seems like just yesterday we did the first episode.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
Yep. You had me looking the wrong direction the whole time. It was great.
Little things we've worked out. Yeah.
Little technical difficulties. It's been a cool trip, man. We got 9 more episodes until that 1 year mark, which is pretty dope, pretty baller. Pretty cool. It's been an interesting little week, man. Like you said, every week I think we feel like this. I'm like,
right.
We got nothing to talk about next week, and we got stuff to talk about.
Some research today. I was like, damn, there's a lot.
I know.
There really is.
A lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff.
So let's not waste any time.
Yeah, let's not.
So
let's get into it.
Last week, we proposed a question: does a game being free to play influence your interest in the title? The options were yes, free to play games are pay to win. No, I don't get to play for free and support the developers. No, I get to play for free and support the developers if they deliver a good product. And then 3, doesn't matter either way. What do you think it is?
I'm going to say people are going to vote yes, because I think there is a negative connotation.
Okay.
Don't agree personally. My personal opinion, I used to feel that way. I used to be like, yep,
I think it used to be that way. It really did.
Yeah. And so I think that's changed for me a lot with I think Fortnite and now Apex and PoE and a lot of those games that I've played. I've been like, man, these are pretty good games and they're free.
Yeah.
Warframe is another example. I haven't played a lot of Warframe, but I probably put 15 to 20 hours in Warframe.
Right.
It's a great game, and I didn't spend a cent. So it's cool.
For sure.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm gonna think that people are gonna say doesn't matter because like people are willing to either they're gonna play the good game either way. Maybe. I don't know. Honestly, for me, obviously it's dependent upon whether or not they're pay to win. So like I would say yes, but I don't know. For me, like I like when a game's free to play because it means there's gonna be a bigger population. But to me, if I really like the game, I'm probably gonna get it either way.
I agree.
So I'm gonna say it doesn't matter. But I would be wrong. 50% of the vote said no. I get to play for free and support the developers. So that's good. It's positive.
Wow. Yeah.
And then 38.98% said it doesn't matter either way. And only 10% said yes, free-to-play games are pay to win.
That's awesome. I'm glad I was wrong.
Yeah.
So
Me too. But yeah. Nice. Question for next week, which we'll spam in chat real quick, is Greater Rift cap solutions. So obviously, this is a huge point of contention right now, especially among kind of the hardcore player base. What do we do about it? And to me, there's really two options, right? Of what is probably going to happen. I don't foresee them really going to the drawing board and figuring out a solution. So the two that really could happen, I think, are one, further 4-man meta balance. So like the builds that are really overperforming in the 4-man get nerfs. Star Pack Wiz, Lawn, Thorns, Necro, stuff like that. Obviously, Shadow could...
So is this question, which would you prefer that they do?
Yes.
Okay.
Or 2, increase level cap. Right. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can raise it to like one...
which way I feel.
Yeah, I don't know. But I would rather see... I think for me... we'll talk about it next week. We'll talk about it
next week?
Yeah.
Not influence it.
You're right. Not influence. I always want to. I'm always like, ugh.
I know, me too.
Right?
Me too.
Yeah.
But we can't.
All right. But yeah.
This is an interesting post.
It was interesting, wasn't it?
And thinking,
right.
Really?
So, Nebulousist, the community manager for Diablo, made a post that said, "We are aware of the interaction between Meteor, Star Pack, Death Wish, and Etch Sigil." And basically, it's like some people consider this an exploit, like how the items and skills work together. I don't see how anyone could have thought that this was an exploit. But then she comes back and she's like, after thorough review, which maybe, discussion, internal testing, we have determined that the amount of skill and timing required to pull off this combination is an alternative and very challenging way to play Star Pack Wiz rather than an exploit. We will, however, be keeping an eye on this over time and may consider balance changes in the future if it proves to be mandatory or hinders build variety.
So what I took from this is that they're saying that it is impossible to play perfectly by a human.
Yeah.
And that people are macroing the abilities. So
Gotcha.
I think what this is saying is, like, we're aware that a human couldn't really play this perfectly and that people are going to macro the timing to get those perfect combinations off.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to ban people for that. It's the way that I took this post. And I had even people in my stream say, you know, so is this them confirming that they don't care about macros and this and that? And I'm like, you can take it for what it is, man. It's just saying that it's hard to pull off and it's not an exploit.
Right.
So, you know.
That's a slippery slope apparently with Blizzard, because like one story that I tell pretty often is when I was banned from the Blizzard forums, because I posted a guide. Now, I've posted many, many guides to the forums, which have helped many, many people. But one in particular that they decided to finally pull the trigger on was my numlock guide video I posted.
You got banned?
I got banned from the Diablo 3 forums for posting a numlock video guide. Now, they never told me. No, just for a couple weeks. When I asked specifically, like, why? Can you just tell me why I was banned? They wouldn't respond. And the only two reasons I could have been banned was, one, is they didn't agree with numlock. Like, they think that's cheating. Or two, self-promotion. But, again, I had posted, you know, tons and tons of times already.
Yeah, posted guides.
So it could have been just like they finally pulled the trigger because they didn't like me helping people, I guess. Or
I don't know. That's it's, you know, it's weird like that.
Right.
It, you know.
But there's been numerous posts. Actually, I'll pull one up. I think I saved it. There's so many posts where it's like,
there's like, yeah,
blue post. So here, this one, I think this was the definitive thing. That said, from an old community manager, September 6, 2014, it says, just don't use any hardware or software that plays the game for you, and you'll be fine. Because people are always like, is numlock cheating? Is numlock cheating? I was like, there's no way it's fucking cheating. But then at the same time, I post a video about numlock on the official forums, and they ban me.
Well, it's because they never make an official statement on if it's okay or not.
Right.
You know?
It's just slippery. So this is obviously just as slippery. This post. Right.
And I think it's the same thing where it's like, I thought that was more in reference to the underlying mechanic that people are probably macroing it.
Right.
But, you know, you want to go ahead and hit that topic too, since we're already talking about it? Blizzard you want to see? Yeah.
Which one?
The one you got pulled up now?
Oh, okay. Sure. So I thought this was interesting. So, you know, Diablo 3 or Diablo fans is shutting down. And so, you know, I kind of just noticed this. I've actually never even looked at this before. But there's kind of like a pinned post on the Diablo general forums that's like, hey, fan site, social media, external communities. And then again, I go through and list some. What I thought was interesting is like, so they list just 4 of the streamers, which is particularly interesting. And podcasts, we're not on there either, which is, you know. But it also, like, it doesn't really say. It says edited November 13th, 2015.
Yeah.
I don't know that they have kept it up to date, but I want to say that, like, Bloodshed.
Some of these podcasts are young.
Yeah.
Or than that.
Right. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be cool to, I don't know. I've talked about this, man, and I know that it's a slippery slope because I don't want to feel like I'm throwing people under the bus. But at the same time, I have reached out to community managers. I have reached out to all kinds of people at Blizzard, and nobody has really ever responded.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
About anything. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay.
Right.
I don't know.
I think this, like, I mean, it kind of, like, so it's like when you and I were talking about going to BlizzCon and how virtually everyone that we met from Blizzard really had no idea who we were, like either of us.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like curious, like, what is there even an effort? Is that even a thing? Like, is that? I thought that was the community manager's kind of position to like kind of monitor what's going on, and I don't know.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. I mean, Lashes and Nevelistus didn't even know who I was, and I had been at the top of the Diablo directory for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you're telling me, and I streamed 7 days a week at that point. So
Right.
7 days a week, 40 hours a week, I was streaming Diablo, and you guys didn't know who I was? Like, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, that's so they don't watch Twitch. Like, that's cool.
Sure.
I had YouTube videos
Yeah.
and build guides and forum posts and Reddit posts, and so, you know, and it's not it comes off being conceited, like, you don't know who I am, and
Right.
that's not it. It's just like, but how are you supposed to build a relationship when it just feels like there's a closed circle? Okay, these people are in, and that's all I care about.
Right.
And then if you're not one of these 4 or 5 people, who are you? I don't care. Don't talk to me. I'm not going to respond to you. I'm not going to answer you. That's the way it feels to me from the outside looking in. But but it's even hard to say those things because it feels like, well, I'm just going to isolate myself more if they hear it. You know, like, oh, ThaPChild's talking shit on me. I'm never going to talk to him for sure now. You know what I mean?
And we don't have visibility on like what all is on the plate. Like, I don't even know that Brandy's the only community. I think she is for Diablo, but I don't know for sure.
At one point in time, I emailed every community manager I could find. I went through the forums and got contact info for every single Diablo community manager ever listed. And I sent an email to every one of them 3 different times. And I never got a single response back. So.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, so at that point, I quit trying. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. And I kind of the same story. I was like, well, I was given the spotlight on the community, on the thing, and that was cool. And then they gave me an email, and they're like, hey, email us if you need anything. I was just like, cool. And so I sat on that. Like, I did not abuse that at all. And, like, finally, it was like 6 months later, I finally sent an email. Like, no reply at all. And then, like, 2 months after that, I tried to, like, one more time and nothing. So I was like, why would you give me your email and say, email if you need anything? Just completely ignore me. So, I don't know.
So, it's cool, though.
It's cool.
Yeah.
You're like the boyfriend that got broke up with or something. It's cool, though, man.
It's cool. It's not you, it's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like a little side rant, and like I'm not coming off negative. I mean, I don't know what they do for their job. I just feel like it's when you reach out over and over and over and you get no response, it's just frustrating. So I quit trying. Right. Yeah.
Right. But in big news for Diablo, a lot of people consider this big news. GOG
talk about this too.
has Diablo1 on sale for $9.99. Playable.
Galaxy of Games. If you don't know what GOG is, maybe you're like a Blizzard focused, never got out of the box. Galaxy of Games is a site. They produce. I don't know if they're a publisher like Ubisoft or EA, but they kind of produce. I think Witcher is their big franchise. I think. I'm not super familiar with them.
Sure.
But for some reason, they have a downloader or installer like Steam, like Battle.net, where you can get games and buy games and play games. And so somehow they got their hands on Diablo1.
Right.
Which, what? It blows my mind it's not on Battle.net.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand either.
It's like, did Blizzard hire somebody to port it? Did GOG port it for them?
Maybe they felt that they would make more money on GOG as opposed to the Battle.net platform. I don't know.
How they own Battle.net?
I don't know.
I don't understand. Maybe GOG's paying them to host it.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Or, maybe GOG was like, we'll port it for you for free if you let us host it on our launcher, and we'll give you 80%. I don't have any idea how that dynamic works.
Yeah.
I personally, GOG's cool, man. They do some awesome stuff, and they had programs in the past where it's like, pay us what you think our games are worth. They've done shit like that before, which is, I think, is kind of cool, and all this. But to me, as a Diablo fan, like the fact it's not with my other Blizzard games on the Battle.net launcher. Kind of sucks.
Really?
But getting over that.
Sure.
Is it okay? People ask me like the day it came out, all day. Are you going to play it? Are you going to stream it? Are you going to play it?
Me too.
And my answer was, absolutely not. And they're like, why? And I'm like, I'm not taking anything away from the game. Diablo 1 has its amazing place in history as an all-time great game.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's 2019. That game is 20-something years, 23, 25 years old, something
it's rough.
Weird like that. I'm like, I'm past that. It wouldn't be fun for me to go that far back in time and play a dinosaur.
Right.
It's like I could get out my Atari and play Pong too, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
You
don't want to waste your time. You just play Division 2, you know?
Yeah. Totally. Play that game with so much in-game content that you can't even finish it all. But so I'm excited that it came out for those people that love it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And me personally, I'm not going to revisit that, but I'm glad it's out, man. I'm glad it's there.
Sure.
It's like having that DVD. It's like having that Matrix 2 DVD.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could go watch that piece of crap movie if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to throw Matrix 2 in ever, but I own it. It's there.
Yeah.
I'll never lose it.
Yeah. And I don't. Yeah, I have a big problem with like people are always like, oh man, like Final Fantasy 7, I think was one of the best games of all time. Ask me to play it now, no fucking way. And same with Halo. Halo 1, I was probably the best, one of the best players in the world. And playing that now, no, I don't want to do it. I'd rather play Halo 5. So I don't know.
Yeah. And I'm kind of the same, with the exception of Final Fantasy 7. For some reason, I can still go back and play that game. I don't know. And I'm sure that maybe there are people that are like that with Diablo.
Sure.
Know? Maybe that's their thing.
Right.
Because like Final Fantasy 7 comes out in about 10 days.
So
like
if
on Switch.
Apparently, according to this, the other classics are to follow. So if Diablo 2 came out on GOG, would you do that or no?
Just an original. So it's not a remake or anything like that. It's just Diablo 2.
The OG Diablo 2.
Probably not, man. It just looks too bad. You know, it looks too dated.
Yeah.
That bothers me a little bit. But like I said, I have this soft spot for Final Fantasy. I would play that all day.
Sure.
So I don't know. Would you? Would you play D2? I've watched people play it recently.
Yeah.
And it's just like I've watched people play it, and I go and I'm like, dude, I can't take it. Like I want to support them and even hang out. And these are people that I like to watch.
Right.
You know. And I watch it, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. Like, you know.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So, like, I kind of don't want to play it just based on the small, minute chance that it does get remastered. Because I haven't touched the game in, like, over a decade. And so, if it comes back out, it's going to feel like, wow, I don't remember any of this, you know, kind of thing.
Yep.
So.
I'm with you on that 100% too.
Yeah.
That was the biggest reason I avoided it prior to BlizzCon, because people were like, yo, get in and play before BlizzCon.
Yeah. No. Right. But those are some, like, instant aside. Like, when we walked in, you know, and that Diablo 2 music was playing, it's like, oh, shit. Like, I had such good feelings from that, you know?
We're going down memory lanes again. You remember this? You remember that time we got kidnapped and beat up and sex trafficked?
Yeah. And then, but I saw, like Bloodshed's playing, you know, and that was interesting. But watching, it's like, wow.
Yeah, I watched him play it for a little bit. And it's just one of those things where it's like, man, this is... Bloodshed wasn't too bad about it. He didn't keep the map up the whole time.
Okay.
There were some other people I watched, and they kept the transparent map over top of the game the entire time. God damn, that drove me crazy. I'm like, turn the map off, please. I can't take it.
Yeah, it looks really
Turn
bad.
it off, please. Yeah. I'm like, I'm so glad Diablo 3 doesn't do that, because you'd probably keep it up for, you know, ease for the meta.
Right.
But
bleh. Right.
Bad.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But moving forward, so I think mostly due to Diablo fans shutting down, Diablo 3 builds Reddit has come back to life, which kind of used to be a place where you'd go see builds and kind of shut down when better things came available. But I guess Reddit's effort, and like they picked a new moderator, and So they're going to try to get this going. So maybe keep an eye on that. It's just Reddit, Diablo 3 builds, all one word. Could be
cool. Could be cool.
Could be the new place. Who knows? We'll see.
I'm still depressed about Diablo fans,
I know,
man. I still
man.
link my builds now, and it's like, damn, dude, I'm not going to be able to do this anymore.
Right. It's crazy.
So it does suck.
Yeah. And then like D3
Rip.
Planner is amazing, but like you can't, there's no way of sharing.
It's not the same.
Right.
Yeah, it's just not the same.
There's no communities like sharing kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can share a link and it'll have it. It'll be awesome and detailed, but like, yeah, you can't search it out, which is unfortunate.
So you had a really cool article or Google Doc that some guy put together.
Yeah, hardcore
with
fan,
a
man.
bunch of builds. Yeah.
So
looks like somebody put a lot of time into this.
Oh yeah. There's a problem. Oh God, hang on. What happened here?
It's ripped.
Please, hello.
Okay. Well, while that loads up.
Sure. What the heck?
That sucks. Looks like it's down.
Download? Oh God. Virus incoming.
Oh
3,
man.
2,
Virus Inc.
1. Man, I just loaded this too.
Hold on. I have some of it pulled up, I think.
Okay.
So let me just go through it. I can just talk about it a little bit. So this guy put together a 2.6.4 wish list for all his classes. And in this, he had like barbarian ideas. And I'll start with this. Like he had an avalanche build. The first time, the avalanche build, the play style, he says that he'd have a boulder tossed avalanche build. It has a smaller area of effect but higher damage. So, he lists out the equipment that would kind of go along with this, the set bonuses, like Echoing Fury could double the number of avalanche strikes and increase the damage. And basically, it looks like he went through and took a lot of pieces of loot that really aren't that good and kind of made them fit play styles for these things. He had revenge builds for the barb. So
yeah, Google Docs is just down for me, man. We can just skip this and come back to it in a future date. That's weird.
Yeah,
it's real.
We'll do that
weird.
since we can't show it.
Because kind of showing it is half of the thing.
Yeah,
it's so.
But it was interesting. It was interesting. Too bad it broke.
But I think of anything, one of the things, obviously, there's some decent ideas in there, and we were just going to go through it and kind of give our opinions on it. But it goes to show that it really doesn't take a lot to make sets. Like he had all these kind of set ideas, rework ideas. Like it's not that difficult to come up with a set, especially in this day and age. I think Necro more than anything showed that sets are pretty easy. So I would love to see them make more, because I think, again, we talk about week after week, we should just kind of accept Diablo 3 being
I think it's just a coding issue, man. I think they don't have the developers left to do it. And the guys they have are skilled enough to add zeros to sets to try to make balance changes. But to take Echoing Fury and add the ability to double the avalanche strikes or increase damage or any of these changes, I don't know if they have the dev power to do that. You know?
Which is so sad, man. So sad. But we'll talk about that in a second as well.
Yep. So the next thing we had was the bots being reported.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but you can't actually, and I never noticed because I don't do a lot of public bounties or something like that. But if you notice, there's pretty clear indications to know whether or not someone is botting in a public game. You can kind of easily tell, and maybe they'll be.
I streamed one time.
Did you really?
Have I told you this story?
No.
I streamed a guy for 30 minutes. I sat next to him and just talked to chat while this guy did this.
Just back and forth.
For about 30 minutes, he did it. And I kept whispering him and, no responses or anything.
Wow.
And then eventually he came back to the computer and because he stopped running for a second and then just left the game. Or it timed out and whatever.
Sure. Wow. That's funny.
But yeah, no way to report.
Yeah. So the only thing you can do is click. Right click. So here's the funny thing: Blizzard's if you find a player behaving badly in game, and if their behavior violates our code of conduct, please report them to us so that we may investigate. To report players in Diablo 3, right click their name in chat and choose the most appropriate option. So you do, and the options are harassment, inappropriate battle tag, inappropriate hero name, and inappropriate clan name.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't even like properly report
them.
someone.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
harassment. Report them for harassment. They were botting me.
Right. I mean, shit.
I don't know, man.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. And so, I mean, on the topic of botting and cheating, just to kind of show, there was a little thing that Apex had posted an article about botting and cheating. And I thought this was kind of cool because they can't give a whole lot of insight on this, but it's more than I think I've seen any other dev give out.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I've ever seen any numbers on like Fortnite.
Not at all. Yeah. I mean, no, not at all. So I thought this was kind of cool. And
right.
If you pull the article up, you can see. So Apex says, as of today, we banned 355,000 players on PC.
Insane.
Holy crap. So, like, here's the thing, man. Like, I thought the game was pretty new. And I'm like, all right, these dudes are just that good. Like, I haven't played a lot, man. I've probably got, less than 10 hours in the game or something.
Right.
But, like, sometimes I got shredded, like, just shredded. And I'm like, holy crap. That dude's aim was spot on.
Sure.
Like, what the hell? I can't compete with that. And it makes me wonder, like, how many of those people I, got shredded by were, using aim bots or something. I wonder what bots. Do you know what bots there were? I mean, you play a lot of Apex. Have you seen?
Oh yeah,
aim bots.
I've seen aim bots. So there was one game in particular. I mean, there's been times where I've been like, "Wow, that was sketch," but I didn't know it was a thing until I like this guy lasered me with an SMG across the map, all headshots. I just died instantly. So I was like, "What?" And so then after you die, you can spectate the person that killed you. And so we just sat there and we watched him, and he was able to like lock on people's heads like through walls, and like it was funny too because the only time it would fuck up is if like your character would go to res like a teammate, and it causes your guy to like duck, and like the aimbot couldn't do anything with that. So like the one time you saw him actually try to aim, and he was like god awful, was when like he was shooting at someone that was trying to res their teammate.
That was trying to
right. So
is that because I wonder how that works, man. I wonder if it knows the model of the character, so it knows how far off the terrain he will be. Like I don't know how that works.
You guess because mine, man. I have no idea. But it's been something that's been perfected, I think, over a very long time. Because like Counter-Strike is one of the oldest.
Yeah. Well, I watched Doc do it. I watched Doc get killed by a aim botter, and then he followed him for the rest of the game.
Right.
And, Doc's just hilarious, anyways.
Right.
So this guy was like snapping, like almost 180s, like just snapping back and forth, looking at people. And smoking people, and then he eventually got outplayed by some guy. So even with the aimbot, he still lost because some dude just outplayed him. But it was interesting.
Well, they're usually not the best players. So.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Apex banned 355,000 people, which is didn't they say they had 50 million play?
Something like
that.
Yeah.
50 million. So I mean, that's just a drop in the bucket.
But it's also a free to play game, so a lot of this could be duplicated people.
They could just make new characters on new accounts, I guess. I wonder if they could do a hardware ban on them, because I've heard of hardware bans didn't Overwatch hardware ban when it first came out?
Don't remember.
People said they got banned in the first weekend, and then they repurchased the game, and they were instantly banned again, not using the cheats.
Wow.
So that's what they claimed. So I think they hardware
banned.
That'd be dope. That'd be super dope, yeah. But the cool thing I thought about this article...
Go ahead. Dude, I was just thinking about how would they Go ahead.
They could pull hardware IDs. I mean, it's super doable.
Right.
So we're reaching out. So in this article, they said, Apex development team says we're reaching out, working directly with experts, both within and outside of EA. This is an area we can learn from. Scaling up our anti-cheat team so we can have more dedicated resources. And we're adding a report feature on PC to report cheaters in-game that goes directly to Easy Anti-Cheat, which is amazing. So Easy Anti-Cheat is a company that is starting to do the anti-cheat things for these big publishers. Right. And I know that Division 2 is also using Easy Anti-Cheat. And they had a lot of problems with cheaters and hackers in Division 1. And I think it's cool. I think that these guys have finally stepped up and been like, okay, Easy Anti-Cheat has done this thing, and
right.
You
can see it
like
like
hey,
every
we'll
game.
do this for you.
that's
Yeah.
been like you
And
see
I
that
think
little
that's
bear
cool.
that loads, right?
It's like ADT. It's like this
Right.
house is protected by ADT,
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
home invasion companies you guys have locally. But it's to me, that would deter, if I were a cheater and I knew that easy anti-cheat was on point, I'd
Right.
be like, well, I'm not going to waste my license in this game because they're going to get you.
Sure. Yeah.
Although if you're a cheater, you may not care.
Right.
But
You're a scumbag
it's
anyway.
interesting though, man. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool. I think that the cool thing I took from this is that they're reaching out to outside people.
Yeah.
They're scaling up that team, which
Right.
I'm like, dude, that's awesome.
Right.
And then
And
they're
they're
relying on the companies like anti-cheat.
Yeah, and they're being transparent about
So-
the whole thing, which is always, I think,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
for
They're like,
the
hey,
game
dude, it's
company, right.
355,000 and we're going to juice that up even more.
Yeah.
So,
It's dope.
but that definitely makes me want to play. So if I knew that there were cheaters in Apex and I knew that people bitched about it and nothing happened and the developer ignored it, nobody said anything. People were like, man, this sucks. This aimbotters, aim hackers, whatever. And then I'm not going to be as inclined to play. But now that I know this company is actively out there trying to kick ass and get rid of the cheats, then I'm like, okay, I'll play a game if I know this dude's just better than me.
Sure.
I want to get better. If this dude's cheating, then why do I want to play the game?
So it's funny that you mentioned that in the way that you worded it, because you said if it gets ignored and kind of like just flies under the radar and no one really seems to care, you'd be less inclined to play the game. So
Yep.
Diablo 3.
Exactly. Yeah. No, exactly. And that was worded like, I was thinking of Diablo 3 as I said that, because I think a lot more people would care about playing the game if they knew they were playing against real people, not bots. Leaderboards is a joke now. It's a joke. Like the top 10 on damn near every bracket is full of botters. There might be a legit guy.
Sure.
Maybe 2 legit guys. But I promise you, the majority of them aren't. And everybody's like, oh, of course everybody's like, no, I don't cheat. I just don't have a job and I live at home and I play 22 hours a day and my mom wipes my ass from my gaming chair. Like,
sure.
So I would care more, wouldn't you?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I think that one of the only things that carries Diablo 3 in its current state still is the fact that, I mean, there's really no other ARPG that has competition like it. And obviously it's like appeal to very casual players is still a huge pull. But I think that's like the only two things that the game still has going for it. So of course, if they like made the leaderboard more legit, it's not even a question of how much better of a game it would be.
Yeah, and people would care. People would care. You would care so much more about, oh, this guy just smoked this, and he's at my skill level, and he's playing legit. He's not cheating the system. Damn, it gets that guy more credit.
Right.
Like all those guys that are legit, if there are any, aren't instantly like, oh, well, he's a botter.
Right.
And then 2, you're like wanting to reach out to them, like, man, you're really good.
Sure.
How do you do that? What are you doing?
It holds so much more merit to it,
Yeah, it's not like you're a fucking botter. I don't care what you say. It's like, oh, you're legit really good.
Sure.
Like, well, teach me. You know? So.
And like you'd see like the names on the board, like you'd actually like I don't even look anymore like who the people are to see like the rank.
Yeah.
And if it was actually like legit, like
for me it's the Paragon. Like the first thing I do is I look at the Paragon. So like when I look at the top spots, I'm like, okay, what Paragon are these guys? And then based on like how much time the season's had, you're like, okay, well if they're 4,000 Paragon 6 weeks into the season or 8 weeks into the season, you know already. You're like, they probably have 19 to 22 hour uptime every single day, which is pretty impossible for 2 months straight.
Right. Especially on a game that is like Diablo.
I don't care what game it is,
right?
Man. And the people are like, oh, you can do it. Like, no, you can't, man. You can't do 22 hours a day for 2 months. You can't live on 2 hours of sleep.
Right.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
In the Marines, we had because you had a drill sergeant like kicking you.
Maybe these guys do. We don't know.
Yeah, their mom's sitting there whipping them.
Right.
So I don't know. That was cool. So that was the Apex thing. I thought that was really cool. Apex.
Yeah, it is.
That again, makes me kind of want to play that game a little bit more, even though I'm not a huge BR fan. Like they do so many things right.
Right.
So you tried to play Titanfall. Let me ask you about that. Did
Sure.
so your power went out during your stream?
Yeah, it did.
And then did you get to finish it? Did you call it? What happened after that?
I got back on, and then it went out again. So I just ended up giving up. Because I was like,
feels so bad,
here's
man.
the thing. And here's actually the main reason I gave up. Because it was good. Like, the Titanfall 2, like, I was playing the campaign. Because I wanted to, like, feel... Because it's literally just like Apex. Like, the shooting, the guns are all just like Apex in Titanfall 2. So I wanted to, like, shoot more. And, like, I thought that would be a pretty good way to do it. But what I was finding is that the movement is so much better in Titanfall 2. Like, you can slide much more often. You can wall run and shit like that. Obviously, double jump. And it was actually fucking me up. So I had to stop because, like, it was messing with my game and Apex. Okay. So.
And Titanfall 2 is a solo campaign game, or is it a multiplayer game?
It's multiplayer and solo campaign, yeah.
So were you playing multiplayer?
No, I had to step away from it because it was fucking up my Apex game.
But that's like what I'm saying. That's what you were trying to play was the multiplayer.
No, I was actually doing the campaign because I just wanted to shoot, like AI, just to shoot the guns more. You know what I mean?
I see. I see what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. So, but it was interesting. Like, it was good. Like, the opening scene was like, yeah, like, damn.
So you think that the campaign was amazing and companies should spend more money on campaigns?
Absolutely not. Never, ever, ever. Like, that trailer could have been at the start of the game. It didn't have to be about the campaign. It was just like one of their, I think they're called pilots or whatever. Like, they are just badasses. And so he was, like, killing everything. Like, that was interesting. But yeah, Titans are stupid. Either way you look at it. Ugh.
I don't even know what a Titan is.
So a Titan,
is it like a mech suit?
It's a mech. So, like, the biggest downfall of Titanfall, in my opinion, was like the first part of the word Titan, which is like the big mech guys you call it. Like the movement, the guns, amazing in that game. Abilities all great, but the Titans just like no one. I don't know. So a lot of people love it, but.
You have to get in this mech suit and then just fight in the mech suit, I guess?
Yeah, so like you're playing, like say it's PvP, for example, like multiplayer. Like you're kind of just grinding. They have like AI mods, like kind of like PvE VP. So like you get XP for killing pilots, you get XP for killing AI. And then once you get up a certain amount, you call in your Titan. And then it's like however good you are at, like in that Titan, you can basically stay in the Titan the rest of the game. But the pilot movement and the pilot killing is so good that it takes away so much from the game because, like, you can wall run and do this crazy stuff and it's amazing, but all you want to do, every player wants to do, is call on a Titan because they're OP as fuck.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But yeah,
interesting.
Nice of you to watch. That wasn't even on the schedule. Good for you.
Yeah. I mean, I was hanging out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it always sucks. It always sucks when your power goes down. You know what I mean?
So, yeah. Just randomly.
It feels so bad.
Yeah. I hate that.
And when your net crashes or your power goes out, you're just like,
yeah, it's awful.
You know,
powerless.
So there's been like this really god awful, horrible thing going around the internet lately. It's just been disgusting.
What's that?
PoE's got a new league.
I'm like, where are you going with this?
What is this crap? What? No, I'm joking, man. Yeah. There's been a lot of people playing PoE, and everybody says it's good. I mean, I'm not a PoE player, so I'm not going to really have an opinion or comment too much on it, but I know you've been grinding that.
Yeah, I mean, it is
that stuff.
Good. It honestly, and to kind of circle back, it's like, it makes me so, I mean, we talk about it time after time, like, it makes me so jealous of, you know, what we could have in Diablo, basically. But so now there's this new synthesis mechanic where, like, you build out maps and it's very, like, strategic. You can see this, like, if they're chained together and you touch, like, one of these nodes that you're trying, like, they put these nodes out there you're trying to get to, and they give you stuff. Like, either they give you, like, treasure or they give you, like, modifiers. And what a modifier means is, like, everything that's linked with a bridge to that, which could be, like, fucking everything, gets, like, more juice. So, like, the goal is
so
to,
you
like,
want to just keep connecting all this shit. Yeah.
And then they expire. Cool, like, so these, like, chains will expire, and so you have to, like, replace them and maintain all of it.
Oh, man. Like that sounds sucky.
Yeah. But it's really interesting because
is it cool, or does that mechanic?
No, it's actually really cool. There's some bugs that makes it suck. Like, right now you can't port back to town once you're in. Like, it will just either crash you or like put you to a random other location, which is really fucking weird. But I mean, it's cool because
That would
it's like
screw you at hardcore, wouldn't it?
right, for sure. But like the one thing that someone asked me this week, and like I'd never really thought about it until like playing this. It's like what's like one of the number one things you'd love to see in Diablo 4, and it's like the organicness of how this game plays and like the end game content that there is to do in this game that just happens by playing the game.
Yeah.
Is amazing. Amazing. And that's the one thing I think of all the things that we could have in Diablo 4, like PoE's ability to league after league add end game content to do that just happens organically as you're playing the game is fucking amazing.
So let's say a new league is going to drop.
Yeah.
On the exact same Friday that season 17 drops.
Right.
Season 17. Let's just say we get a small legendary pass. Nothing too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No, let's take that back. Let's just say it's season Elan. We're going to get season Elan.
Which is what?
Season 17.
What does
Which
that mean?
is, instead of the
Free
Royal
Lon?
Ring buff, you get free Lon set.
Well, that would be insane. The power creep would be nuts.
Okay, so you're going to get season Elan.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Or you're going to get a new PoE drop. Which one are you going to play?
Diablo. Season Lawn? That's pretty big. Because you're adding rings to lawn builds. So, I mean, the Necro could be something again, because then we can wear a Crisbee and all that shit without completely destroying the build. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
just trying to
sure.
judge how good PoE is. Like, I mean, you're saying how organic and fun and cool. But I'm just saying, like, how good is it? Is it good enough that it's like, damn, this is good enough where I might replace Diablo with it if they dropped and Diablo drops? I think PoE's drop's going to be better.
Sure.
You know what
I mean, we've made that stick. I've already made the stick. Like, I think that Diablo, if I had to choose between Diablo and PoE, I'd still pick Diablo. Mm. But, you know, time after time, every league, PoE is absolutely beating the living shit out of Diablo. And, you know, it's only a matter of time before it's like, Jesus. Like, it's insane how much stuff that they get. And so as an ARPG player,
how many rounds can Diablo take before you throw the towel in?
I mean, honestly, if we don't get on here, this is my just humble opinion, but if we don't get content for next season, and I'm like a good balanced patch, like that's just a killing blow, man. Like you look at PoE hit like 95,000 people on
More
Twitch.
than that.
More than that?
They broke 100.
Right.
I was watching that day. It broke 115,000. I think is what I saw it at. And I was like, holy shit.
You look at like what week 1 of the season, and Diablo 3 is 20K, 25K.
Oh, not even. I don't think I hit that. Did I?
If Quinn plays,
day 1, if Quinn. Day 1, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 17, 18.
So, and that's not a basis for like, oh, it's no, I'll see y'all, but like, yeah,
it's a good basis for interest with players, because players want to watch the games they're interested in at that moment, you know.
Right.
And if you're interested in the game, and you have downtime, you're going to try to find content for that game, you know. So
and I kind of proposed a question, and I'm curious what you think. But like, say this next season was actually like juicy content, where like maybe we got actual content, not just balanced stuff. We got like something else to do, and we got like legendary reworks, a juicy bit of content, like a finally like almost like a league level of content, like from PoE. Okay. Do you think that Diablo would hit that level of viewership?
No.
Why do you think that is?
I don't think they have. Man, they're in such a bad spot in so many ways. All the negative PR.
Mm-hmm.
They've turned so many people away that don't care what they do at this point, I think, at least for Diablo 3. So I think in order to get that hype train up again to that level, I think that they have to market and drop Diablo 4. I think they need months of hype building. Here's a teaser, here's a class. You know, let's show off this, that, to just build this crazy hype and deliver. You know,
right?
So,
Yeah.
But they don't do any promotion for Diablo 3. Like if you go to battle.net, it's not even on the main page.
Right.
You have to scroll over. You have Diablo Immortal's on there, the game that's not even out yet.
Sure.
But Diablo 3, you have to hit the carrot. It's the only game not on the main page.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's crazy. So
Right.
I don't know. I mean, but would it come back? Like, yeah, sure, man. If Diablo 3 had some content and Quinn came and streamed, I mean, he'd have 10,000 people easily by himself, you know, maybe
It's
more.
crazy. Like anytime, like Quinn, like he does really well on PoE, like 4,000 to 8,000, maybe more if you know, hosts or whatever. But like he comes and plays Diablo out of the blue. Like 10, 15,000 people are watching. Like where do these people even come from? Like there's not even that many people in the directory.
They just see they just have him friended, man.
Right.
And they see him playing D3 and they're like, oh fuck, Quinn's on D3. Like they want to see that.
Dust
they
off my phone
shit,
and play Twitch, you know? Like shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's actually crazy.
I don't know, man. It's interesting. So it'd be cool to see. I will say that this season, the first day or two did pretty well. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it died really fast. But the first couple days, it was like, okay, all right, did okay. So I would love to see. I would love to see it. I think if Blizzard just makes a balance patch and throws it out there like they have been,
right,
it wouldn't do it. But if they promoted it, if they actually made worthy fucking content, if they made a content drop where it's not just balance changes, it's like, let's just say they put Druid in the game, for example.
Sure.
And they marketed Druid and they're like, okay, we're going to spend some marketing money, throw some ads on Twitch, throw some ads on YouTube, you know, put a big poster on our battle.net forum and the launcher and all this. Maybe we could hit some crazy numbers. So,
well, I honestly want to see, like, I'm kind of the opinion, like, if I want to see if they still got it. You know what I mean? Like, show us you can still like develop good stuff. You know what I mean?
I don't think they do have it. They don't have the people, man. They don't. Those people are gone. Fuck, they're on other projects or not there.
It just doesn't give you hope for the next iteration when it's just like, this is.
I mean, maybe these people, like, listen, the only dream that I have left, like the only shred that I have left is that Apex came out of nowhere and killed it.
Yeah.
Maybe Blizzard's got one ace up their sleeve and they're going to be like, boom, Diablo 4 bitches. Here you go.
Sure.
And you're just like, mind's blown. Oh my God. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
So,
but it
how long, Overwatch leaked before it came out, way before it came out.
Well, sure. Yeah.
It was like leaked as that Project Titan, and then that got scrapped, and then they started leaking Overwatch, and then they hyped it, and they had betas and alphas and all this shit. So it's like, I don't know how Apex did it.
I mean, Apex was leaked, but like no one cared. It was weird.
And Blizzard can't do that.
No.
Diablo 4, if it got leaked, people would care. People would be like, oh,
no
shit.
No doubt. But what might happen with what you're talking about, like kind of this Ninja Apex release, I kind of feel like Diablo Immortal's going to do that. I kind of feel like people are just going to get invites in their inboxes. You know, you sign up on Diabloimmortal.com for like alpha, or well, I don't even know what it is, pre-registering. Okay. I kind of feel like it's just going to show up one day, and they're not going to say anything.
Wasn't there a thing that it was out? Hold on. Yeah, we have that thing where you can preload it in
Korea or Taiwan. Yeah. Taiwan, they're saying it. I like looked at it more, and it didn't seem like there's a ton of validity to it. But
okay, let me pull this up. Take a look at it.
Yeah, but it's a real rough translation. But it's basically the TLDR is Diablo Immortal's costume has been pre-downloaded. It's coming soon. It's well known that Diablo Immortal is scheduled to be released first quarter of 2019. But it's like, what do you mean? It's well known. Like, who says who? And it's the end of the third quarter.
It's end of the first quarter right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I don't. Right.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
And the whole thing reads real weird, but it's translation. So
I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about if Diablo Immortals, you know, if it drops, and so like, I don't know. If let's just say that Blizzard reached out to you. I'm just trying to think of a way to word this.
Yeah.
You know, so let's say if Blizzard reaches out to you and they're like, "All right, Fluff, we want you to stream Diablo Immortal. We're going to give it to you for free, or whatever the case is.
Sure.
Like, here you go. We're going to hook you up with a copy. We want you to stream it." and then like they're kind of like implying like don't talk shit on it. Not saying you have to shell out or
Sure.
shell out, but be like, if a company is offering to pay you to play their game, or they're sponsoring you, giving you a free copy of the game, and especially with how Blizzard products influence our careers and our streaming communities. Like, you wouldn't want to go in and be like, Diablo Immortal shit. Like, they're hooking you up with a copy of the game, you're not going to destroy it. It's just stupid. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But like, would you take it? Would you be like, yeah, let me play this? Because I'm conflicted. I'm like, yeah, part of me wants to be like, well, yeah, man, that'd be an awesome opportunity to play the game first and free and all this kind of stuff. But some of me is going to be like, if it's really garbage, man, I'm going to feel obligated to say that.
Yeah, but like I guess the terms, like are we talking like, okay, like a bounty, for example? So we take these things sometimes on Twitch called bounties. So it's like, go play the game for an hour. And try not to be overly negative is kind of like the verbiage they use.
Yeah.
So is it kind of like that
about it? Yeah.
For Diablo?
I would assume.
Or if it's like straight up, like, don't even say a slight hint of anything like. I don't know. Like, here's the thing: is like, if it was a Diablo title, because even like you think back to when you and I were walking through the line and we were playing Diablo Immortal, and we got done with that first playthrough, and like I turned to you and I was like, I mean, it wasn't that bad. And you were like, I didn't love it, but I was kind of like, you know what, it was okay, like, because it was a fresh,
I didn't hate it,
Diablo experience, and I feel like it'd be the same thing. So I'm playing through this game for like the first hour, the first 2 hours, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, like, oh, that's kind of neat. But then, of course, over a week's time, if it's a total fucking shit game, I'm gonna find out, and we're gonna we poop on it.
Yeah,
it's like it's not like organically it would work out, but.
My opinion of it still is that it's a mobile game. Like, it was a really cool Diablo mobile game, what I played. And that's an honest opinion. It was cool for a mobile game.
Sure.
But we're gamers, man. Like, I don't care about a mobile game.
Right.
I can't even go back and play, like, PlayStation 3 titles. Like, those are, like, dated at this point. It's like, I don't want to play this garbage. So it doesn't, I don't know, man. So it was just interesting, man. To me, it was like, well, if they approached me and were like, hey, and they probably wouldn't anyways. I'm not in that bubble of, you're cool enough. But it would be interesting depending on if they're like, well, because I think you would kind of feel obligated not to just completely shit all over it.
Right.
I wouldn't want to be like, hey, ThaPChild, come play this and stream it, and then show your viewers what this game is we created, and then I'm like, this is shit. They're gonna be like, well,
but I mean, it's like day one. I just don't feel like you would probably, because there's so much like discovery that happens. It's hard to
check this out. Let's check that out.
I mean, sure, you can be like, well, that's how that works. Well, like, I don't love that, but it's not like you're not even like sure on anything day one. Like, you just don't know. And honestly, at this point, it's like, I'm so, like, everyone's like, are you going to play Diablo 1? Are you going to play Diablo 1? Well, yeah, we're going to try it out. But, like, I am so curious what it is at this point. Like, we got a teeny tiny taste at BlizzCon. But, like, how does it even, like, what is the point? What are you supposed to do? Like, what is itemization? Like, I don't even know what any of it could even look like.
It feels like it's been so long since BlizzCon with no news either. And I think that's because of the reception.
Yeah, obviously.
I think if the reception would have been like, oh, this is amazing, we'd have like alphas and betas and come pre-play it right now.
Right.
And look at this new monk skill we got and check out, this new boss mechanic. But now it's like everybody was so negative. It's like, Diablo, what? Like, they're not dropping anything because we're just going to shred it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I don't know. It's just an interesting thought.
Sure.
So PoE Synthesis League, you're having fun. You're having a good time.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's cool.
Yeah. My luck is bad, but yeah.
And then you also checked out Chaosbane, right?
Yeah, so I played some Chaosbane on stream, which the only way to play right now is to pre-order. I didn't reach out or anything like that. I just wanted to like experience it like everyone else. And it's like $60 to pre-order this thing.
Ooh.
Right.
You shelled it out, huh?
Yeah,
I taking it for the team.
Paid it out and just to test it on stream. And right now in the beta, there's only 2 playable classes, which is like the Imperial Soldier, which is like this guy. I think he's meant to be the tank, based on his damage output and his abilities. And then there's like a mage, which is god tier by comparison. And so like I played through it. Like reactively it felt okay. Like it felt polished, from like loot and stuff. But it was very clearly, and I don't know if I can find a clip of it. This game was very, very clearly engineered for the console. Like, look at this. Does that look familiar to you?
Yeah.
That's from Diablo on console.
Diablo 3 on console. Yeah.
And that's the piece. Like, this
so
is
this
on
a console release game?
This is on PC. I'm playing on PC.
Yeah, no, but is this also releasing on console?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't like it's.
I see, and I think we're spoiled because Diablo 3 was engineered for PC first and then ported to console,
right.
and I think this is probably a reverse of that.
Right. So, but yeah, and then like, there didn't seem to be like any kind of crafting. Like you would basically give your gear up for faction, and you couldn't really like. It was just like stats were randomized on drops, which we know and expect, but there's no really way to like it seemed like to custom tailor any gear whatsoever.
Yeah,
based on what I saw, which was really sad. But the one cool thing was like this boss fight was the best. Like this experience, he was like
Did you just skip all that dialogue, sir?
Yeah, I did, of course. But yeah, it was challenging. It was fun. It took forever to kill this dude, and it was mostly because like the Imperial Soldier just doesn't put out damage output, but it felt like challenging.
Yeah. He had a boss mechanic.
And then you see the 3 dots.
Spit breath.
There were phases, and it would make him do other stuff. So every phase was different and become more and more challenging.
He had a little claw thing come out of the ground. Okay. So had you died, did he kill you? And you had to learn the mechanics?
Yes, he killed me like 5 times.
Okay, cool.
Before I was finally able to get him down.
Like you're standing in some room.
Yeah, and he gets this laser, and he does this slam thing. And if you're in that laser, you're fucked. Okay. And then the big thing is you can't. The other thing is like he does that laser thing, and he puts that thing out right, and you can't hide behind these columns when he does, or you can't be near a column because he'll break your column. And if you break all the columns in the room, he does this acid spit.
Then you can't dodge the poison.
Right.
Yeah,
and you're fucked.
Cool.
And that's just one of the
mechanics. I like things like that. So here's an observation that I had from PoE.
Sure.
So I watched a PoE boss fight over this last week.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I don't play PoE.
Sure.
I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going? There is shit everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously they beat them. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But as an outsider looking in, I'm thinking, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Diablo in a sense. Except obviously in Diablo, I think it's way easier to see like, okay, this is bad. Don't be in that. But there's a lot of unavoidable damage that you just have to mitigate. And that's kind of what PoE is based around, is like you're mitigating, you're building your character defensively around like certain things you have to hit defensively in order to mitigate damage. But yeah, there's like, it's still like for the first 2 years I played PoE, like I could never tell when I had bleed on me and when I died to bleed, or how they even like know that was a thing. Like I would just, if you move, you die, basically, kind of thing. And it's still kind of hard to tell. And they've done some improvements. Like now you get like red circles around your character. But even then, it's still like, it's pretty stupid to be able to tell. And there's other things. Like I die all the time in PoE from stuff that I have no idea what just happened. None. And there's no real way other than like rewatching a clip of you dying, which like now obviously a lot of people have accessibility to. But like to try to figure out what the heck just happened. So yeah, they could definitely improve upon.
Okay. That. Yeah, I was just curious, and it was like maybe from an outsider looking in, I just don't notice.
No, it's definitely a thing for sure.
So I'm like, but this looked like a cluster because there was so much stuff everywhere. Like the entire screen was like an explosion.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
And especially when you get like some of those particle effects, they can just like visually clutter your screen like crazy.
Yeah, well, the guy's character was doing some purple swirly mist shit everywhere. The boss was doing his shit, and it looked like there were ads that were running around doing their thing too.
Right.
So, like, seriously, the entire screen was covered, and I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on. The boss is dead, but that's cool. No idea, what happened.
Which is why it's like, it's crazy because PoE is kind of very vocally said, like, we're not going to have PoE 2. And I've had a lot of people in the stream be like, you know what, there's not a lot going on with Diablo. Like, I'm finally going to give this a shot, and like I'm trying to help people as best I can. But there's still a lot of things I don't even know. Even though I've played this game for like since beta. Like I've played a lot of PoE. And it's it's become so much more evident every single time around that how unaccompanying they are to the new player in PoE. Like seemingly they don't really give a shit. Like they're just all about their hardcore player base, which is fine because like they're doing a great job, obviously, and they're very successful. But it doesn't seem like there's much effort at all to bring in a new player base,
right?
League after league. And there's no telegraphs. It doesn't seem like there ever be like telegraphs or, things you're not supposed to stand in. There's some things that are obvious, but most of the damage in PoE is either not avoidable.
The same fight?
This is the same fight.
Rewind this?
No, it's still fucking. This goes for like 15 minutes.
God damn, dude.
It's tough. It was tough.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's kind of cool, man.
It is. Like that. And everyone's like it's like you're playing Dark Souls.
Your rocks too.
Kind of thing. And I don't know because I've never played Dark Souls, but
me either. That's interesting. So what do you think about Chaosbane? Let's get back to Chaos.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
People are asking me like, is it worth? What do you think of it? Like a $60 price tag is absolutely crazy for this, for what it is right now. And granted,
how much game access did you get?
You got to the first guy, the Great Unclean guy, in level 20. So it's kind of like the Diablo beta, like kind of thing, where you get like a kind of a little piece of the game. But yeah, I mean, compared to like Diablo beta, for what it is, like the boss fights are the best part about this for sure. But like just killing trash and like how much content there seemed to be in the game, like it was basically non-existent. And I guess like, a $60 price tag. Like, was Diablo 3 even $60? Like, I don't even remember.
I don't remember. I bought it so long ago. I think it was $49, $50 maybe.
Right.
I don't know.
There's no way I could justify that. That would be my big thing. It's okay in its current state. It's okay. It kind of looks like to kind of be like a Grim Dawn with better boss fights. And Grim Dawn's a great game in its own right. But it can't really compete with like Diablo 3 PoE. And again, it's for $60 price tag, you're out of your mind. There's no way that this is worth $60 right now. So
I wonder if it's a console.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's okay.
Cool.
It was okay. But then here's the thing: is like, so that I played the Imperial Soldier, and I played through. And I was like, man, this game was kind of tough, and blah blah blah. And then I go play the Mage. I don't know if I haven't even. And the Mage, you can like, basically control I can control where that fireball goes. Like I'm holding spacebar, and it dictates where that fireball goes, and you can cast like all your other stuff on top of that. So you have these like big spenders, and you control exactly where they are. Plus, you can like do everything else at your disposal while it goes. And so you're like at all times you're doing double, triple damage that any other class can do because I can control where that.
I see you're like bringing your fireball back. Even. So if you missed it, you just.
Which is a cool idea. It was just incredibly powerful compared to everything.
How did it feel mechanically to do that? Was it clunky?
It was good.
Or was it cool?
Like the controls felt good. Like looting felt smooth. Killing stuff felt smooth. There was never any. I don't think I had lag. But yeah, it was like night and day. Like this guy, I could pull the whole zone with this guy, whereas the other guy was like, it was tough.
Yeah, right. So they got some balancing to work on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, that's
kind of in the Diablo wheelhouse.
Let's see. We got something else you had about some data mining on Apex.
Oh yeah, so like everyone's talking about, like we're waiting on this kind of season 1 of Apex. Yeah, of like it's supposed to be like a new class, and there's like so many leaked images of this like new class, and even like the banners for the first season. But they just I don't know. I feel like they keep putting it off. Like, I feel like it was supposed to come out, like, maybe a few weeks ago. And everyone's like, oh, it's going to come out today. It's going to come out today. But they kind of just said, like, and we talked about last week, like, I felt that it was going to come out today. And, but, yeah, they basically posted, like, hey, it's not coming out today. Very soon kind of thing. And there's some data mining going around, but, like, none of it's, like, really truth. So just be mindful of that, which is interesting. It's kind of like a pull back your expectations Diablo style thing, but it's weird that I don't know. I feel like they were doing such like they came out the gun in the first like couple weeks, and then there was data mine that they're going to come out with another gun, and everyone's like, sweet, like we're going to get new content like real fast in this game, But I mean, the game's still in its infancy, so it's like
Right.
it's still great. But like, I feel like people are like, yeah, like let's see all this.
We need stuff.
Right. There's been like leaks, and Shroud himself has said things like, "You guys have only seen like a teeny piece of this game. Like that's the amount of content that I saw when I like was able to go out there is like way bigger than this." And he's like, "That's all I can really say." But it was interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
One last story before we hit up Twitter questions. Master Chief Collection coming.
Dude, this is huge. This is huge. Yes.
Tell me why this is huge.
Because Halo multiplayer on PC, finally, officially.
Halo 1. Halo 2? Which Halo? I don't know what Master Chief Collection is. This is everything, right?
This is literally everything. This is Halo 1, Halo 2,
Every single
Halo 3,
Halo game.
Halo Reach, Halo 4, besides Halo 5. And this is the one thing that makes me grinds my gears a little bit. Cause like, they better have Halo 5 in this. Because I want to play Halo 5 on PC.
Already, though, right?
Is it? No, it is not.
It's not?
No.
Don't they sell it on the Microsoft Windows Store?
Sucks. Should be on PC.
Okay. I thought they did, but I guess I'll take your word. You're the Halo expert.
Yeah.
So okay. So let's say that we both bought the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
We could play through Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
In co-op? Isn't this a co-op game?
Yeah, you can play the campaign if you're into that kind of crap, but it's the fact that multiplayer is going to be on PC. Like literally for the first time since like Halo 1. And Halo 1 PC actually did okay. But it's different than the console, so like people kind of reject it.
Okay, so Halo 1 was your game.
Yeah.
It's gonna have online multiplayer support again.
Sure. I would definitely check it out.
Are you gonna play on a controller or keyboard and mouse?
Oh, I would be wonder. I don't know if they're gonna have controller support or not. I would be surprised. The only other game that's done controller support is Respawn, which is Titanfall and Apex.
Okay.
And I thought about trying that on Apex to be like, should I try with
controller support's already there though.
Yeah.
They built it. They built it for controllers.
Right.
So the code's there. They just got to turn it on.
Yeah. So
and find a way for people not to abuse it with keyboard and mouse. It has aim assist, which I'm sure it does.
Sure.
So,
but yeah, I think that's. I mean, this is big time because like you look at.
So you're excited.
There was this kind of like project where people were able to play like Halo 2, Halo 3. I think it was Halo 3 on PC, and it blew up.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then they got a cease and desist from Microsoft and like had to shut it down. But like it was so popular for like a good 6 months. So.
All right. So, Halo streamer confirmed.
Yeah.
Career switching.
Yeah.
Gonna go back to tournaments.
That'd be so
hard,
What if
they did that? What if they brought back some tournaments, man?
Like, I can't even imagine.
Would you call up some of the old boys and be like, listen?
It's funny because I called up the old boys. Like, I was like, hey, is anyone playing Apex? And like, one of the guys was like, nah, man, I don't even play video games anymore. I was like, Jesus Christ.
What?
I literally texted back, wasted talent.
What?
And then the other guy was like, yeah, I don't have a PC. And then the third guy was like, is it any good? PC. I'll check it out. Yeah. I was like, who are you people, man?
All right. Yeah, who did you play games with growing up?
Nerds. But yeah. I think it'd be weird because it's like, console. Like, I'm trying to stay away from a controller like forever because I need to adapt or die kind of thing. And
yep.
So it'd probably be pretty frustrating because it'd be like, motherfucker, if I just plugged in my controller right now, I'd stomp your face off. But I'm gonna try to stick to keyboard and mouse.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I think your thumb skills deteriorate. So
yeah, for sure.
I played a lot of Destiny on PlayStation, Destiny 1, and I tried to play on my son's account with a controller a little bit over the weekend. It was brutal. Like I couldn't aim at all anymore. I was like, it was so bad.
Well, it's kind of the same thing as like every Halo that would come out, or not Halo, I should say. Well, I guess Halo 4 or Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 5. I would go like from not touching a controller at all, and I could definitely like in a week get back to like God tier. Whereas like keyboard and mouse, I'm not even there because I was never there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's still like I'm still trying to like machine learn my brain kind of thing. So
I'm with you. All right, man. We got some Twitter questions. You want to hit them up?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is the Twitter question section. If you guys would like to submit questions to us, you can submit them at ThaPChild at Lord_. @Chaosbane_Fluffy.
Yeah.
Or in our Discords. The Discord links, if you're watching this on YouTube, should be in the description below.
Sure.
And
if you're in chat, you can type
!Discord
or Discord or !ThaPChild, and it gives you all that juice.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. So the first question comes from Zombie Wolf, and Zombie Wolf says, "Did P-Child rip in hardcore yet?"
Did you?
I have not, man. I'm still alive,
Crusader.
still kicking it. I haven't played. I haven't played in a couple days. I think Saturday was the last day I played. Friday, I pushed a little bit, and I got like rank 86 on the leaderboards, which was kind of funny because
my
Paragon was like 300 or 400 levels below everybody around me.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool, man. It's fun.
Yeah.
Still a huge gap between 86 and like rank 1. I mean, it was like 19 rift levels.
Because if you look at hardcore, it's like the top 20, 25 of the people are actually trying. After that, I feel like it's just like people playing.
Yeah. It was just like me at super low. I was at like 650 Paragon, and then the people around me were at like 1200.
Sure.
So
yeah,
it's kind of crazy. But no, I haven't died yet. I did have some really close moments. I double proc'd. So on Crusader, you have your evoke. You have your Akan's proc, and then you have your actual cheat death. Passive skill.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had double proc'd, and I was shitting is about as hard as you possibly can. Barely got out. But I did not die. Key-Ray says, what do you guys think of sandbox games like Terraria? And I've never played that. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I've heard of this game a lot, but I've never played it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't even know what really a sandbox game is.
Yeah. Is it like Minecraft style ish games? Let's just change it to Minecraft because we know what that is.
Sure.
So, I don't know. I have played Minecraft with my kids, and I think what we play Minecraft is not the same as other people because we just go into like creative mode and build castles and shit. And personally, I'm bored out of my mind, but my kids love it, so like we have a good time and do it.
Definition. Okay. A sandbox style game. Oh my god. A sandbox style game is which minimal character limitations are placed on the gamer, allowing the gamer to roam and change a virtual world at will. In contrast to a progression style game, a sandbox game emphasizes roaming and allowing the gamer to select tasks. Instead of featuring segmented areas or numbered levels, a sandbox usually occurs in a world to which the gamer has full access from start to finish.
Yeah.
So like Minecraft.
So chat's saying it's like GTA. So like GTA, like if GTA is like GTA 5 was amazing. I love that game. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Over time, I think the developers usually make sandbox games ridiculous. They start off like really small, and then like GTA started off like a realistic, like you're a dude in a city. And then now GTA is like, hey, I got this flying motorcycle car with rockets and heat-seeking missiles that can go the speed of light. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just kind of just gets super ludicrous. But I like them. I mean, that's cool. So
I mean, I've never played GTA. I've heard it's great. If it's anything on Minecraft, I would never ever try it. But
it may not be like Minecraft, man. Maybe I'm just making it. Sure. I don't know. I honestly don't know anything about it. I should have researched it, I guess. But yeah, I like games. I like all games, man. I like sports games. I like FPS. I like ARPGs. I like GTA. I mean, if there's a game, I love it. Breath of the Wild, I think, is kind of a sandbox game. Like, here, go do what you want to do.
Is it? Okay, yeah. Yeah, Breath of the Wild is good.
Yeah. So if you're considering that a sandbox game, I'm with you, dude. Love that game. Onion said, would you guys like to see rested XP in Diablo? Like every X hours you're offline, you gain X multiplier. Just like World of Warcraft, huh, Onion?
Yeah, one of my real life buddies proposed an idea, and I meant to talk about it. He was like, what if they had kind of like rested XP, where like for 3-4 hours a day, you get your maximum juice of XP. And then after that, like your rewards, it limits you pretty hard. Yeah. And then if you want to keep going, like potentially they could have a pay to win microtransaction. And then that way they're making money off maybe botters that would pay.
That is a slippery slope.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God.
Because it would suck for those days. You're like, man, I got 8 hours to play. right now today,
Yeah.
and then you're like, well, 4 hours, I'm done. But maybe there's rollover.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the start of the concept. I think
Right.
the pay to win portion really sucks.
Sure.
Because then let's just say you have 8 hours that one day for that 1 week.
Right.
But then, so like to take advantage of that, now you have to pay money.
Right.
Like that feels bad.
Yeah.
You know?
No doubt.
What you're going to end up doing is you're going to play for your 3 or 4 hours and then go play another game.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But I do like that idea. I do like the fact that, okay, for 2 hours a day, you get 2,000% XP. And then after that, boom, nerf stick.
Right. Yeah,
it would keep Paragon in check. It would keep the gap closer.
Sure.
You're still going to get the drops, right? You're still going to get
XP.
Your primals. You're still going to get your ancients. You're still going to get a little XP.
Right.
But the Paragon gap, which is ridiculous, is going to get shrunken quite a bit. I kind of like that, man. I think you could work with that,
right? And
get some things.
Yeah, I just thought it was actually interesting as well. As like you could kind of throw that jab in there about like, well, the bots. You could like just pay Diablo a bunch of money and maybe we'll actually get some developers or something. But
they should just sell Paragon points straight up.
There you go. Like, 3,000 Paragon, $3,000.
There you go. $1 a Paragon point. Oh my God, here we go. Let's go down this rabbit hole. How much money do you think some guy? There's that one guy. You know, there's that one guy. How much do you think that one guy would pay?
Cap.
What if there's not a cap? What if there's not a cap?
I don't know, man.
Infinite cap. Let's just say dude drops $100,000. He's Paragon 100,000.
I think they'd be more likely to make money if there was a cap, but if there wasn't, I don't know, man. There'd be that like one trust fund kid out there.
Do you think that one guy would spend 30,000-40,000? Do you think somebody would do that shit?
I think someone would be like, yo, I'm that guy. You know, I'm the guy with 35,000.
You think somebody that Paragon. Rich is playing Diablo? Somebody with that much fucking money is just sitting out there.
Yes.
And he's like, 50 grand? You know, like you got some celebrity, right? You got, fucking Derek Jeter is sitting in there with his fucking $500 million mansion. Just like, yeah, man, I love Diablo 3. Boom. Here's 60 grand.
Yeah.
Done.
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
Maybe, man.
I kind of want to see that.
It could be like social status. Like, oh, what's your Paragon in Diablo?
Yeah, I'd be okay with that just to see. If I saw some dude with like 60,000 Paragon, I'd be like, I need to be friends with this guy. He's got some fucking money.
But they'd have to get rid of the GR cap.
Oh, my God.
No.
Yeah. So, is there an 8,000 cap?
This sounds like a terrible game. I think it's 10,000. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 10,000.
Is it 10,000?
Yeah.
I've seen people at 8,500, 8,600. That's the highest I've seen.
I want to say it was data mined or something. That was 10K.
Okay. Interesting. Demonic Grizz says, would you rather stick with the current loot system like in Diablo, or would you like to see more of an item level loot system like in WoW? I don't think WoW's loot system would work. So WoW's item level system works like, let's say that you have, and I'll make it Diablo 3 for you Diablo 3 players. Let's say you had a Death Wish.
Mm-hmm.
Your Death Wish could drop normal. It's going to have like a static roll. I'm assuming this is what he means, a static roll. Like this is just Death Wish. You got it.
Right.
Then you're going to have like your Ancient Death Wish, which is going to be a higher item level. It's going to have better stats across the board.
Like the Titan Forge
it's a curated roll. Here you go. And then maybe the Primal. That's what I'm assuming he means.
Or is it like the item, like a gear score item level? Or I don't know.
I guess. I mean, they have gear score in there, but I don't see how that would apply to Diablo necessarily.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So,
like maybe,
I'm not really sure. I think.
What if they had like, so say you start out with gear score 100 and you're like, you're full set, right? And you can only get like upgrades within like 10 levels of your gear score. And so you're farming for the same gear, just a higher gear score.
Chipping it up slowly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I don't know.
I personally think Diablo's loot system works really well.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything really wrong with their loot system, to be honest with you. I think that they need to tighten it up. I think that certain pieces need to be removed and certain pieces need to be balanced.
I don't know,
but
man.
I think the fact that you can grind for Ancient, I think the Primal drop rates are good enough to get you chasing.
Yeah.
And I think the Ancient drop rates are good enough. You can get a full set of Ancients.
Yeah.
So I think you get your normal gear, drops enough that you get your full set in a day or so. You get your ancient pieces, your full ancient in a week or so. And then primals are so rare that you might get lucky enough to get 3 or 4 in a season if you play a lot. And I'm okay with that. The only issue I have with their loot is that when you get a primal item, you feel worse than when you felt before it dropped.
Yeah.
Because it's always shit. It's almost always shit. But that being said, when you do get the primal item you want, which is a weapon, of course.
Right.
When you get that primal weapon you want, you have a high that you wouldn't achieve if primals weren't so shitty.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Primal dust, I think, would fix a lot of that.
Sure.
Takes the hype out of getting it, but it fixes it.
I'd like to see them bring progression back, like a lot of progression back to Diablo. Because, like, you know, after that first week.
Make it harder to get items?
Not necessarily harder, like, but somehow more variety. So, like, you look at Path of, I'm going to bring Path of Exile back. Like, you can play probably the whole league and, like, still be searching, like, for an upgrade or, like, still be able to get something that's better, which can happen in Diablo to an extent. Like, an ancient's or primal's an upgrade over an ancient, but not, like, crazy. Like, you can, at any point in PoE for a very long time, you can get an upgrade that's going to be like, wow, that's still a crazy upgrade, even though I'm, like, the 4th, 5th week into the league. Like, and that's
you can still get some
pretty crazy. So I'd love to see.
So do you think they should juice primals up more? Do you think primals should be... See, primals are perfect rolled ancients. Do you think primals should be a tier above ancients? So, like, the shittiest rolled primal is still better than the god rolled ancient?
Right.
You think that would... That's just going to make you need
the way it
those
used to
items
be, right?
so much more.
I know.
You know? You're going to just need them. So, because, like, in the example I have is before primals, when it was just ancients, whenever Hydra Wizard was a thing, I went an entire season and never got an ancient Serpent Sparker the entire season. And the only one that I got was I got like 2 or 3 normal ones. And the first one I got, some dude gave it to me in a game. And I had, like, you know, I'm Paragon of, 800-900, which back then was a lot. And I still hadn't even gotten it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. If you juice primals up that much more, then you're just like, fuck.
Yeah,
I don't ever get that
agree
one,
with
man.
that. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that's like there needs to be. It's a slippery slope because like there needs to be like fair competition by the end of the season so that like everyone can get to kind of like the same power point other than Paragon or whatever like we know in Diablo. But there needs to be the feeling of progression outside of Paragon. During all those months you're playing the season.
But let me ask this though. So that feeling you can have in PoE doesn't have a leaderboard to chase. So they don't have to make it fair.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because you're not competing with other people like you are in Diablo. So in Diablo, the only reason you really need to get the reason you'd really need to get that primal weapon is because you know, the person that has it on leaderboard has a huge advantage over you.
Right. But, yeah. Like, if primals were, like, that much better and you didn't get it by the end of the season, like, you're just done. So, like, that's why it's slippery with Diablo. Because, like, I want everyone, honestly, to be able to compete at the end of the season on the board if Paragon wasn't a thing. Like, I would love to see everyone be able to have, like, a fair thing, right? But at the same time, you want infinite progression like you have in other ARPGs. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe that's something we could think about how to fix that progression system. I'm all about that. I think that's Diablo's best feature. I think Diablo does 2 things very well. It's a very social game. It's really easy to play with your buddies and chill and have a good time and laugh. And, you know, it's such an amazing social game.
Sure.
But 2, Diablo's power drip at the start of a season is better than anything out there. Like you can't do anything, and those first 3 or 4 days when you're going from nothing to T1, T2, T3, you know, all the way up to T13s and then pushing the ladder. It's fun, man. It's great. So
sure, yeah, I
love it.
I'm with you. There's good things and there's not so good things, yeah.
The Payet says, will Fluff fill his stream room with balloons since Master Chief is coming? Or is confirmed on PC.
But balloons?
Is there a party? We having a party in here or
man.
what?
This depends. Like I said, I want to see the latest Halo playable on PC because I would be very interesting. That'd be very, very interesting. But if you're like, I mean, the problem with Master Chief Collection is there's too much in it. Like,
what
Halo
game
1,
are you playing?
Halo 2, Halo 3.
What are you playing?
Halo 4, Halo Reach, Halo 5. Like, and then it's like,
what are you firing up when you buy it? What are you firing up?
If it had all of them, I would fire up Halo 5 and play it on PC for sure.
Okay, so Halo 5 is your first?
Yeah,
that's your game. That's your jam.
I mean, no, it's not my game. It's not my jam. I was never like top dog in the world at Halo 5, but like it's the latest iteration of Halo, and I would love to play it against a big audience. Like Halo 5 died
you wouldn't just want to hop in Halo 1 and just destroy kids for a little bit? Like that wouldn't be the first one? You wouldn't just want to get in this and be like, "Oh my god,
it would be pretty boring.
I'm back."
It would be pretty. Yeah, Halo 1, it plays like boots on the ground.
You think he'd be that good on it? You think he'd be that good at it? You could just go in and face stomp.
No, it's not that it'd be boring because it's face stomp. It's boring because of how the gameplay is. Like you walk, you jump, you try to control power ups. The gameplays are like who's outsmarting who shoots first, and who's straight. I mean, it's just not. It's not good. Like Halo 5, it's like you got boosting, and firefights are way more interesting and challenging than Halo 1 could ever even dream of. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go for Halo 5, but I'm obviously not the god at Halo 5 that I was at Halo 1.
It'd be if Halo 5 does come out on PC, I would be interested to get it. I do have Halo 5 on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play multiplayer very much at all. I bought it to play through the campaign. I was excited for it. I was disappointed with the campaign. I was like, this is kind of
a lot of people were, but I didn't care.
That's the only reason.
And I think that was a big deal why I didn't do as like, even though I think Halo 5 had the best competitive multiplayer they've had since like Halo 3. It still just didn't, like, people hated the campaign, and like it kind of got shit on from like game companies about the campaign, and then people were like, oh, well, the multiplayer must not be very good, even though it was really good.
Right. Yeah, I bought an Xbox specifically for that game, and I played the campaign. I'm like, this is garbage. I fucking wasted so much money on this, and I was kind of done. So I didn't give campaign a try either, because the campaign was the multiplayer, because the campaign was so bad. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Go back to Destiny.
There you go.
Hex says, if you were in a chair, who would you like to sit on you? Explain yourself.
What?
If you were in a chair, who would you like to sit on you? Explain yourself. I'm letting you answer
Lindsay,
this one
right?
first.
Yeah, Lindsay.
That's your political answer. Yes.
Yeah, sure, dude.
Okay, I'm going to read the question again. If you were in a chair, who would you like to sit on you besides your girlfriend? Explain yourself.
Margot Robbie. Call me, dude.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
What about you?
I'm with you. So I mean, I'm assuming we're talking about a lady friend. Man.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a lady. Hey, we're not judging here, Pete. Like, if you want it to be a guy.
2019. I don't know.
Just say me. Get it over with. This is awkward.
Bluff.
Who is it going to be? Come on. Who?
I would look for. I'll go with Natalie Portman.
Really? That's an interesting choice. Okay.
Keira Knightley.
Do you like the
wifey? Obviously.
One of the things I loved that Natalie Portman did was that rap that she did on SNL. That shit's dope. Have you ever watched that?
I haven't seen that.
What you got? No, if you like Natalie Portman, you're gonna love that shit. SNL Natalie Portman rap. It's hilarious.
All right, I'll look it up. Check it out. That's it, man. That's all the questions we had this week.
Yeah. Cool.
That's all of them.
Easy.
So easy peasy. Thanks for hanging out for episode 43.
You're welcome,
everybody.
No.
My name is ThaPChild.
And I'm Lord Fluffy.
Everywhere, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, at ThaPChild.
Yeah. Lord_Fluffy, double underscores on YouTube, or Twitter.
We didn't even talk about Division today. We're going to hit that up next week.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, Division launched yesterday. Those watching this on YouTube might be a couple days later.
Yeah, when are we going to end it? Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Bye.